she would be, I think she's sincere. I think when I was in the New Age, if I had a program like hers, I probably would have done whatever I could to spread the New Age gospel. But it's really dangerous what she's doing. I want to show you a clip from that show when she introduced Marianne Williamson. And you have to understand, I was doing the final editing of my book, The Light That Was Dark, and I was running a homeless shelter in Northern California, and I was editing at night when I found out that it, with my warning about, watch out for the Course in Miracles, it's like whatever microphone I'd get, which wasn't really that big. And there's Oprah Winfrey announcing that the Course in Miracles could change the world. The way she set it up on this program was that she scared viewers with all the bad things that are happening. It reminded me of the Westerns when I was a kid, and where the bad guy shoots at the good guy's feet, and he says, dance. And then he keeps him dancing until he does what the bad guy wants him to do, and then he stops shooting. Well, I think that's the devil's plan. The world is just catapulting into all sorts of different economic, social, spiritual, you name it. Everybody's feeling it. So what can we do to alleviate this? Well, if these Christians would just get off this notion that Jesus died on the cross for their sins and that he's the Savior of the world, if they would just get it, this was my attitude. If I sat next to one of you when I was in the New Age on a bus, and you told me, your testimony, and then you asked me, do you love Jesus? I would have said, yeah. And I would have been thinking in my head, and you're really a nice person, but you just don't quite get it. You just don't understand that you're God. This is so ingrained. I told a friend of mine that his sister thinks that she's God. I knew her background. He said, no way. I said, ask her. Next time I saw him, he said, you're right. I asked her if she was God, and she said, yes. We didn't think we were the God. We were divine. We're all divinely connected. Before I show the clip, I want to just give one little caveat about this. The way that the world and the way that the New Age regards those who resist believing that everyone is divine meets with this, the selection process. In other words, the only thing satanic, according to this system, is to not believe in your own divinity. Is that upside down or backwards or what? The only thing satanic is to not believe in your own divinity. And the way that I can best describe that is when I was a kid and we had Christmas tree lights, if one of those bulbs didn't work, it short-circuited the whole tree. I believe that we're on the cusp of a lot of pressure being put on Christians to go along with a worldly compromise to achieve world peace. And that each person, by their definition, is a cell in the body of God. Each person is a cell in the body of God. If we're not recognizing and firing from our divine standpoint, from their perspective, or if we're not believing that that's the case, then from their perspective, we're short-circuiting humanity. We're hindering world peace. And Jesus even warned, that, they're going to think they're doing God a favor by killing you someday. That's pretty heavy stuff, and I'm not trying to, get sensationalistic here. This is in writing. I've got a book called False Christ Coming. Does anybody care? And I wrote it back in 2002, right after 9/11, when a lot of the people that I was starting to research for that book showed up on Oprah. Tom Brokaw interviewed Marianne Williamson. Good Morning America had Wayne Dyer. And they're going, our way hasn't worked. How do you like that?